How we doing, everybody? It's Tony Lane of the Dude Network, and I got a cold beer in my hand, Garage Beer. And it's the Dudes After Dark. We got a good one here. Happy Friday the 13th. I wonder what we're going to talk about. Hell if I know, but let's get into it. Let's go.
Welcome to the Dude Network, where we chill and unwind. Food, sports, entertainment, the best of its kind. Grab your buddies, have a seat, let's have a good time. 4 nights a week, we'll make sure you feel just fine. Join us as we dive into the coolest trends. Dude Network, where the fun never ends. Dude Network, where the fun never ends. Hanging out with the dudes and dudettes. Talking about the things we love, no regrets. Tune in, relax, and let the good vibes flow. The Dude Network, the place to go.
Spooky.
And I'm trying to look around my shoulder right now. I got me worried, bro.
Yeah, it's
Friday
Friday.
the 13th stuff.
I know. Hey,
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
I am.
That was a softball for you. It's starting to show off with a
Yeah.
song. John's the only one that called it.
Got you, D.
Yeah, I know. I got the reference, but I thought, yeah.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Oh man, Jam.
Oh, so
Absolute
fun
jam.
story. That's like the kids. It was like the kids. They discovered Ghostbusters like over the winter when they went
Wait.
when they went
Wait,
to my dad like they don't
The
really they
stupid
don't
new
really have
movie?
they
or
like
the cartoon and stuff.
no the real one with Dan Aykroyd and all
Oh, the
that.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like because that's all the movies they had for the kids out there. Like oh Ghostbusters, kids loved it, and like Wally would just walk around. He'd be like. I ain't afraid of no ghosts for like 3 months straight. And it was a
Yes.
happy period in my life.
yeah.
Do it, man.
It was a happy
You're
period.
up there.
Yeah.
I gotta find. I have DVD of every episode of the original Ninja Turtles cartoons. I'm gonna
Oh, those are
bring 'em
good
out.
too.
I'm gonna bring them out and
Put
hopefully
them on something, huh?
Okay, I know
hopefully
this
put them on
is
game. Yeah.
Friday 13th, but real quick, who was your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Who was your guy?
Like ultimate favorite all time.
No, yeah, you have to pick a turtle to be.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was
I
the most
really
relatable.
liked.
I always like. Oh, no, Michelangelo's the orange one, right?
Yeah, the one who's
Yeah, the one
cool.
with the no-
I
Oh,
kind of
they're
like.
hippie,
I also like Donatello with
Yeah,
with
the
the
nerdy
staff.
one with the staff. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
always
but
respect.
Raph was awesome too. Like his dickheadedness, but he was really good.
Yeah.
True.
The only one that was just like basic was Leo. He was like a perfect leader. Like, and then when the movies came out, he was like the super like Zen
Mhm.
karate type dude. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I am Michelangelo. Like that's my personality. I'm that kind of guy. Like I'm that goofball. I'm that idiot who's eating pizza all the time. You know. Whoa, gnarly, cowabunga.
Straight up
Yeah.
California right there.
You didn't have to say it like that, bro.
he kind of did.
No, he didn't. Kind of did. He straight up.
Yeah, I laid it out there.
Roundabout way, roundabout. So Friday the 13th, Johnsy, what do you got here for us? You were on a little deep dive here, a little bit of a rabbit hole. What do you got here for us on this beautiful Friday the 13th?
Well, you know, we're a fan of these funny lists we always find.
We do love our list. We are
Yeah,
a list.
I
We
mean-
are a list.
It just makes it easy, you know.
Easy peasy.
So we have
Listy squeezy.
10 crazy, weird, eerie, true stories that happened on Friday the 13th
Okay.
Right on.
throughout the years. And the first one is kind of it's going to kind of tie it all in together and and it hits close to home for one of us. So let's get right into it.
Uh-oh.
Number 10, Jason Voorhees,
My man.
which we all know is Jason from Friday the 13th movies. Real life namesake, though. So, the name Jason wasn't always creepy until Friday the 13th, 1980. That's when it started coming out as a slasher icon. Well, in a chilling coincidence, in the early 2000s, a man named Jason Voorhees was arrested for violent crimes, causing a brief but huge media frenzy around Jason.
Where was
And
this at?
it happened in Ohio.
I knew it was going to be Ohio.
It had to be. Had to be.
Hey, for the record, Bert Kreischer is on record saying Ohio is the best state in the union. Just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if you saw it, but
nah.
I mean, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
His words, not mine.
Okay, real quick before we get on scary movies, everybody like there's like none of them freaked me out until Halloween. Michael Myers, Damon, any of them like? Is there any one of that was like, oh, okay?
No, well, I mean, we talked about it a couple of shows, I don't know, a month ago.
Uh-huh.
But the only one that really makes you think is The Strangers.
Bro, you ain't. Yeah,
we hashed that out, a couple of months ago.
Yeah. We won't get into it, but bro, that is the most. That's a legit.
Yeah, because it could happen.
Call it a horror. That's like suspense and action, perfectly done.
Right.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Oh,
probably never will.
No, it's fine because quick synopsis of it is like I told Jonesy, like the whole movie there was like 40 words spoken in this whole hour and a half.
Right, 100%.
And
the script was like 5 pages.
Probably. Yeah, it was terrible. It was not a lot of dialogue to have to remember, but just the fear factor of it that was there, and plus the other cool it was like 10 minutes up the road.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the last scary movie that I actually sat through was Paranormal Activity 2. I think was the last. Like the last one.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Tony.
That's terrible.
I did not mean to laugh that hard.
That's all right. I'm a.
So those movies.
I don't like jumping. What happened is like
those movies,
I remember my first nightmare was from some insane like nightmarish slasher clown movie where they were going around killing people. And I remember like the clowns like showed up in my dreams that night when I was like 5 years old, and it wrecked me for life. You're talking about a core memory. That was it. I still remember hiding in Dad's milk parlor as a 5-year-old in this nightmare. Like that's how much it's. Because he was like still milking cows at the time, and it was like,
how old were you? How old were you when that came out? That wasn't like that crazy long ago.
I know, like had to be like 90, 91, 92.
Negative, bro. That movie.
Well, you have to understand though, like
it just depends on which clown.
It was probably the first time we watched it because we probably got the VHS from my Uncle Bob.
No, bro, that movie ain't that old, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which clown movie was it? Because
Paranormal 2.
Oh no, that was the last one I watched. I'm saying the first one I watched.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, you didn't keep up with me, but I went fast, so that's probably on me too.
Yeah, it's on me. No.
But no, I'm just saying, like it happened as a kid, and like scary movies, pussy ever since. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll wear it too. Like it's my badge. Like, hey, it can't be perfect. We all have our downfalls.
No, hey. Preach, bro.
In the dating game, it was a massive disadvantage. I want to throw that out there.
Preach, bro.
Because the girl wanted to cuddle up with the dude that was going to be more scared than she was.
I have a 100% true story, life experience about that right
high school boys. High school is rough. Go ahead, Jonathan.
So, first of all, like Damon says, no, I don't like any of that like possessive crap. I don't really get into any of that. Like those insidious horror houses with dimensions and whatever. The paranormal, all those I label under like comedy horror to me because I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Then the rest, like the cult classics. Come on, bro. Listen, I don't even know why people are scared of Jason. It's the most fakest crap in the world. After every movie, he dies in every.
I know. It's embarrassing.
Every single. No, Tony, let me get to there. I too have a shortcoming in this. He dies in every movie and miraculously come back to life somehow. It's like, okay, whatever. Freddy Krueger, get the F out of here. A guy who kills you in your dreams, whatever. But Michael Myers, like Damon, we were talking about The Strangers. That's legit, bro. That's a 100% legit story. Could be, because a dude who's all messed up psychologically gets sent away forever, and then he gets out of the institution. Is like, yeah, I'm gonna go kill my family. Like we literally have those stories in the news, so totally legit.
There's lots of stories about those. Actually, have you ever heard of the Amityville horror?
Yeah, right. We fast forward to I'm in high school. Me and my buddy are at my parents' house on a cool date, watching a scary movie, right? Everybody wanted to watch Halloween, and I'm like, oh no. So
Yeah, I've been there, dude.
Most of the
relatable
movie,
thing.
most of the movie, I'm just like I'm jumping, and I've seen it was like Halloween 3 or whatever. I don't remember. It was one of the older ones. I've seen them all, more than once. So I pretty much know when dude's coming, and I'm just like, I can like kind of like, oh, you scared me, But there was just one part where literally I'm leaning up against the couch. My girlfriend in high school is like leaning on my shoulders, right? She ain't really been phased, bro. And me and my homie's girlfriend ain't really been phased. Me and my buddy David, we know exactly what each other's going through, because this is the only mother that we are really like, nah, I don't get down with Michael Myers. And there was this same moment where he jumps out and both of us relocate ourselves and our girlfriends to the opposite side of the couch. I like jumped so much that I jumped this way off the arm of the couch and moved myself and her to the other side. She goes, "You okay?" Hey, when they're asking you if you're okay, not a good look.
Yeah,
Not a good look. Yeah. That one kind of sticks around for a little bit.
I did they did poke at me and David for a few weeks after that. But you know what? I'm 40 years old, admitting it to the world on a podcast. So whatever.
There you go. Hey.
But it happens to a lot of people, though. It happens to a lot.
But I'm not kidding. The worst time I have ever been startled, not from like normally I would have been like, "Whoa," but instead I was like, "Ah!" and I thought my arm was broken. Was at the end of that movie, Strangers, bro. Kim had been slowly pulling my arm down between the seats in the movie theater, like, because the buildup. There's, like Damon said, like 40, 50 words spoken. So it's just this gnarly intense. And at the end, when the last thing happens, she shot up, and I was pitted like this and got shot up with her. Was like, what? In the theater as a grown man. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony. All the stories of it, Tony will never see this movie.
No, well, I can't.
No, it is literally.
I remember if I was in a situation, if it would be getting tense, I'd be like, "Oh, I gotta pee," like, and I'd come out, and I'd wait for like the suspenseful music to come out, like, "Oh, you missed me," like, "Oh."
So you could watch the first like 10, 20 minutes, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe that far, and like the credits.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on a true story, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not
it
at
deeper
all
than that,
what it. It's allegedly based off Ed Gein. And the part that's the only part really from the movies that is accurate is like the human skin stuff. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's about it.
We can get into serial killers, bro. I know just as much about those guys as I do the mob. Like, we could ride that train, but that's a different show. Moving on to number 9.
Yeah. Number 9. Yeah.
Black Friday Fire. Friday, October the 13th, 2006. A massive fire broke out at Universal Studios Hollywood. Oh, I hate to hear that. Destroying parts of Back to the Future set and tens of thousands of archived music recordings. Imagine that. It happened on Friday the 13th and was initially thought to be an act of arson. Probably just a accident, electrical fire.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was about to say there.
Popcorn fire.
I think you said a lot enough, Johnsy. I think people got the gist. It was what was he said? You're like, it was a fire. Hate to hear that. And then you're like, what? I'm like, well, that's that was funny. Next, number 8.
I love me some jabs at the old Hollywood Hills. Okay, number 8. Speaking of Hollywood, the death of Alfred Hitchcock, which, we were talking about suspenseful movies. If you are into suspense,
true,
people out there, and you haven't watched the old films of Alfred Hitchcock, shame. And no, it's not all the big bads of Hollywood nowadays, but dude did a whole show in a studio apartment room, just shot from 3 or 4 different angles, and it is a trip. Like very, very, very good cinematography. Anyway, while not dying on the date itself, the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock, was born on Friday, August 13th, 1899.
Okay.
He later directed horror classics such as Psycho and helped popularize the eeriness of Friday the 13th through suspenseful storytelling. And I'm telling you, dude was a genius at it.
There's always them certain special people along the way that are the true goats that were just
right. Certain special, right? Absolutely.
That just things come like naturally, like annoyingly natural to them, where you just kind of hate them because they're so naturally good at
absolutely.
it.
Like there was the kid that everybody hated when I was growing up, but everybody secretly loved and thought he was amazing, was Shaun White. The dude started out skateboarding. He was insanely good. Then he's like, I'm gonna start snowboarding. And then he won 38 Olympic medals in 2 trips. The numbers are out there.
He got the Olympic card every 2 years. He didn't have to wait 4. He was just going every 2.
And dude, I don't know how many firsts the dude has. Like first, this
X Games. He had Summer X Games, Winter X Games. Right. Yeah, and they had in the off years of every year. Then he had the Olympics every other year. Yeah, Michael Phelps can suck it. Shaun White's an OG,
bro.
As like the greatest Olympian, we can say Shaun White.
Well, I don't know, dude, because.
No, I'm saying Shaun White, and I didn't know. Listen, Michael Phelps is a stud. I did not mean that in a derogatory. I'm just saying in comparison.
I just want to point out one crazy fact: is Shaun was breaking records that were like a few years old. Michael Phelps broke records that stood since the 70s when Mark Spitz swam them. Dude. So you want to talk about legend? Mark Spitz held that down for 30 years or more.
They also didn't have the training equipment in the 70s that Michael Phelps had to work with, too. Have you seen his delts, dude? They didn't have delts like that in the 70s.
I don't know why everything's so great. He smoked so much weed, he couldn't have been great.
Yeah, it's impossible to smoke weed to be awesome.
Yeah, allegedly. Shame on you, America.
Well, that's not allegedly. He was very much specifically putting a ski mask on, gas mask.
Yeah, I've done it. I mean, allegedly, I've seen it done. I meant to say I've seen it done.
I can honestly say I've never done a gas mask.
It's It's the worst thing to do.
It never looked attractive.
You ever sat in a hot box? Yeah. It's like that with 1,000.
And then you're allegedly,
like, I gotta get out of here. I can't breathe. And 100%. Number 7. 20
minutes in.
Serial killer arrested Friday the 13th, 2006. On January 13th, 2006, police in Anchorage, Alaska, arrested Joshua Wade, who had been terrorizing women for years. The arrest on Friday the 13th brought a dark chapter to a close. Number 6, stock market mini crash. Yeah, I mean, given the year.
Well, good news, it wasn't a major crash. That's good.
Friday the 13th, 1989. Known as Friday the 13th mini crash, the stock market plummeted nearly 7%. Oof, that's pretty for one day. Damn.
Pretty rough, but
Right, yeah, exactly. The Dow Jones lost billions, triggering fear of the repeat of 29. 7%. Bro, it was like, what was it, like 30 or something more? Or, I don't know. 29 was gnarly. Speaking of gnarly,
Warren Buffett probably sold all his shares of everything that day and controlled 7% of the market himself, and then just bought back in the next day at 7%
dirt
less.
cheap, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Warren.
Warren. Yeah, sorry, I might have said too much.
The Costa Concordia disaster trial, Friday the 13th, 2012. The trial of Captain Francesco Chetino, I think that's right, who abandoned ship after the Coastal Concordia capsized, killing 32. Officially began on Friday the 13th, 2012.
Yeah, the guy that abandoned his own ship.
And he was the captain. The captain always goes down with the ship.
Yeah, that guy. He said, "Not today."
Who made the? Yeah, obviously the people who made that rule weren't captains.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, that's a unwritten rule.
Shit.
Yeah.
The shipwreck itself occurred on Friday the 13th in January that same year. Adding a strange layer of coincidence. That is a
what a coincidence.
We love a good coincidence on the Dude Network.
Now, we're going to... it is... When you see my quotations, it is written that way. So...
Okay.
Well, here we go.
Thank you for the disclaimer.
On... These are mine. NASA's Pathfinder, Friday the 13th, 1998. On this Friday the 13th, NASA's Pathfinder spacecraft glitched unexpectedly. Some scientists joked it was a curse, but it turned out to be an integer overflow error. Yeah, of course. Those damn integers. An eerie technological coincidence tied to the date. Or a perfectly... Never mind, this is the wrong show. Damn it. Sorry, John. Stop it, John Z.
Who would have thought Friday the 13th name would just be gaslighting? The gaslighting show of the year.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. The death of Tupac Shakur. September 13th, 1996.
What up, dude?
Legend Tupac Shakur died on Friday the 13th after being shot in a drive-by 6 days earlier. His death has sparked endless conspiracy theories, many pointing to the date as symbolic of curse. Hey, chat, go below and tell us.
By the way, how is Diddy's trial going?
I'll talk about gaslighting. Jesus.
Actually, that's out there. Didn't he get arraigned on that? I think that's public info.
I ain't been keeping up with it.
That was like early stages.
Yeah, now there's a certain...
Uh-oh.
I don't know how to say that. There's a group of people in America that are pleading for Trump to pardon him.
Allegedly.
You should that is not allegedly. That is not allegedly. That is 100% not allegedly.
Okay, not allegedly.
Yeah, that's out
do
in the
your research.
Open. That's out in the open. But definitely you should look into who those people are. And
so, hey, rest in peace, Tupac. What's up in Cuba?
And I know this talk is pretty electric. And speaking of electric, number 2, lightning strikes a boy on Friday the 13th at 13:13. So,
wow.
1:13.
On Friday, August 13, 2010. If it was 2013, I'd poo my pants. A 13-year-old boy. A 13-year-old boy was struck by lightning at exactly 13:13.
Yeah.
That
was not his lucky number.
In thousands of years of documentation, surely it was bound to happen, right?
He survived. I know a guy who was struck by lightning twice standing in the same spot.
World record's like 7. Look it up. Guess what? Guy got struck like
No,
7 times.
Listen, I don't even want to know.
He was a forestry guy. He worked for the forestry service.
I got lit by 277 100 amps, and I didn't even know what happened until it kicked me off. So I don't even want to know what that feels like, dude. You don't even want to know my teeth hurt for like 6 hours afterwards. My teeth.
Yeah, no shit.
Besides all the other stuff that didn't feel normal.
Especially if you got a piece of precious metal wrapped around one of them bad boys. I'll make it zing for a little bit.
Not me. I got the cool white stuff.
So yeah, he was a park ranger.
Nah.
And was struck 7 times between 1942 and 1977.
Listen,
he survived all 7 of them.
I'm here to tell you, homie.
Yeah, it just runs through your veins at that point.
No. Listen, homie was like kidnapping female hikers or up to something no good. No one gets beat by nature that bad unless you're effing up.
Or he's one of the most godly men of all time, and he was a walking testament.
He's Hercules or like Zeus's son. He's just all.
No, the stories though, I think they go stories of how it all happened, and like one was like when he saw us, like one of them was like he saw a storm coming and he was trying to run back to his vehicle and he got struck on the way to his car. It was like heat sinking missiles.
Dude, you know,
now that could be an AI made up story of how it happened, but I swear I've heard it multiple times.
I've got all 7 right here. We can talk about it later.
Let's save that for Saturday. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Save it. Let's bust through these last 5.
Yeah, we will do.
And let's circle. We're gonna end on that for sure.
Okay.
All right.
And the last one. On October 13th, 1972, Uruguay Air Force Flight 571 crashed into the Andes Mountains.
Is that the one where they went cannibal?
Yeah. So the plane crash on October 13th killed 13 people. And then the 16 survivors endured 72 days in freezing conditions, eventually resorting to cannibalism, shout out Donner Party style, to stay alive. The crash inspired the movie Alive.
Yep, I watched it. Came out in like the 90s.
I don't know if I remember that one. And remains one of the most harrowing survival stories in modern history. F you, because if Lone Survivor is even halfway true, that trumps every survival movie ever.
True.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes my 10 weird, crazy Friday the 13th stories.
And now to wrap things up, let's go over the 7 times this dude got struck by lightning.
7.
So we'll try to bring the highlights from it. So the first time was in 1942. He was hiding from a thunderstorm in the fire lookout tower. The tower had no lightning rods at the time, and said it had been struck 7 to 8 times. So
he just happened to be in there one.
Yeah, he said there was fire jumping all over the place, and then he had to run from the burning tower before being struck a few feet away. And so not only was it hitting the tower, he ran away from the tower and got hit.
Where was this? Because it's got to be in like the Midwest.
Shenandoah National Park in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Shenandoah Valley.
It has to be somewhere where there ain't no way that dude's in Yellowstone or Yosemite or none of that crap. You know.
So let me get the thing.
So he bails out of the tower after the tower getting hit while he's in it, and then gets hit a couple feet from the tower.
Yes. And it burned half-inch strip of all along his right leg, his toe, and left shoe heel. So that was number 1. Second time, he escaped it for a while. The second time was in July 1969.
Oh, cool! 20 years.
Yeah. Unusually, he was hit while in his truck driving on a mountain road. The metal body of the vehicle normally protects people in a lightning strike.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But the lightning first hit nearby a tree and was deflected into an open window of the truck.
Dude, you cannot. Dude, God hates him. There is no way, bro. What are the chances it hits the tree and it's like, you? Come on, bro. Nah.
It knocked him unconscious, burned off his eyebrows and eyelashes, and set his hair on fire.
While he's driving. Come on.
The
dude.
uncontrolled truck kept moving until it stopped on the cliff edge.
God said not today. I ain't done with you, buddy.
No.
So number 3, if that wasn't good enough, a year later, matter of fact, July of 1970, he was struck while in his front yard. The lightning hit a nearby power transformer and there jumped into his left shoulder.
Oh my God, no. These are the most ridiculous stories I've ever heard, bro. These can't be real.
It's gotta be AI, dude. Oh my God.
Dude. This cannot be true.
Damn. That's number 3. We got 4 more to go.
So, in the spring of 1972, while he was working inside the national park, he was struck again. It set his hair on fire. He tried to smother the flames with his jacket. He then rushed to the restroom, but could not fit under the water tap, so he used wet towels instead.
This is so specific. No way.
Although he was never a fearful man, after the 4th strike, he began to believe that some sort of force was trying to destroy him.
Yeah, no, he didn't believe. He's like, shit, they're on. Get out of here, dude.
So, a year later in 73,
Oh my God.
while he was out on patrol, he saw a storm cloud forming and he drove away quickly.
He's all, no, not
But
today.
the cloud, he said, seemed to be following him. When he finally thought he outrun it, he decided that it was safe to leave his truck. Soon after, he was struck by a lightning bolt.
Bro, I'm telling you. Hey,
He
you
stated
There's
he
no
actually
way.
saw
There's
the
no
bolt
way
that
this
hit
is true.
Bro, you guys remember the Hercules Disney movie back in the day? Zeus was up floating on a cloud. It's like, oh, you think? No. Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh, you think you're safe in your truck? Watch this. Just get out of here, dude. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
He had bodies in his basement. Something. There's something about that.
73,
dude,
that was number 5. Number 6 was in 76, and basically same situation. Cloud form, blah, blah, blah. He injured his ankle. And his hair also caught fire again.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is insanity.
I wonder if it burns off, it comes back thicker and fuller like a lawn. I'm just curious.
So, no, that's a good question. Number 7 was in June of 1977. He was struck while fishing in a freshwater pond. The lightning hit the top of his head, set his hair on fire again, traveled down, burned his chest and stomach. He turned to his car when something unexpected, a bear approached the pond and tried to steal the trout from his fishing line. He had the strength and courage to strike the bear with a tree branch despite the fact that his hair was on fire.
Over a trout? Nah. Nope.
I think I think the record is 7, but I feel there's a little bit of some. If that's true, that guy needs to have a movie.
Whatever.
Yeah,
no movie because
Revenant, dude. That's the story to tell.
There won't be none because he zombied himself in 88 or 83.
Wouldn't you? Homie can't even go outside without.
No, for real. Like he took himself.
Yeah, he zombied himself. Yeah, at the age of 72, and he's recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records as the person struck by lightning more recorded times than anybody else.
If that story's true, it's so specific. It can't be.
And that's what it was saying. It was saying that all of it was documented by the superintendent of the national park. But
not even
however,
him
was never present
claiming
in any of the strikes.
We will follow up on this. This is write it down, John Z.
Okay.
We gotta
7-time
holy God.
lightning guy.
documents, like real or fake. We got to find out if these stories are real or fake.
Yeah.
Because the park guy wouldn't document the stories of him being in his front yard unless he was in a house on park property. Holy God.
He could have been.
They live.
Okay.
A lot of them guys have free housing.
So listen.
Interesting.
At what point, what lightning strike does it take for you to stop going outside?
Number one.
Yeah, I mean, I might have the balls till
I
2 or
might
3.
have a
maybe.
little phobia of the sun, of cloudies. You know, I might be a little petrified of storms. Like, oh, there's a chance of rain today. Yeah, I'm working from home in my basement underneath 3 layers of wood that does not conduct electricity.
False. That is also false.
Oh my gosh, it just got worse.
Wood
no,
does
It just
conduct
got worse.
electricity, depending on how much moisture is in it.
that's true. What
There's been guys
Damon
like,
goes, but wait, there's more.
no.
His wife was struck once by lightning.
I'm telling you, bro. Nah.
Hold
No.
on. It goes to what you were saying. She was hanging clothes in their backyard, and who was right there with her? He was. And on that,
That's collateral damage, folks.